What's going on, ESGN Nation, and welcome back to another episode here of MLB The Show. Road to the Show with Alex Humberto here on ESGN LP. As we're back here for episode 41, and today, well, we just wrapped up that series that I played off cam, and we played that. It was a series, I believe. It was against the Blue Jays there. Now in that series that I played off cam, Alex went 4 of 12 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored in there. So not a good showing there in that series. And of course that continues from, at least extends from that previous, in the previous episode there, episode 40, where he made his home debut there at Fenway and did not play so well. So we're trying to see if we can turn things around here as we have a nice weekend series here with the Angels here in LA. Take a look at LA's the Angels lineup here, and of course some familiar names there. Of course some newer guys there, Anthony Rendon, and a couple. They just signed Justin Upton again, re-signed him, and of course there's some pitchers there. Patrick Sandoval, one of their younger guys there. Of course Andrew Heaney, their ace. I believe we may not see him in this series, we may. But there, Julio Teheran, there you see him. He's a 70 overall. Of course, former Atlanta guy. And of course, now in this series, he's with the Angels. So we'll get into the first game, I believe, here. And we're going to come off of a pitch hit situation here. And we'll see what Alex can do here in the top half of the ninth. We're trailing by 2 here. And we'll try to see what Alex can do here. Is we go to a sim and we see that the Angels will go ahead and defeat us 9-7 is your final. So we didn't get to actually see him in play there. He was coming out as a pitch runner, and of course couldn't get those 2 runs that we needed to tie the ball game up, or at least the 3 runs that we needed to win. But the Angels will go ahead and win this one here. You see Trout and company out there in the outfield celebrating, and they'll take the first win here in today's game, winning this one. Final score of 9-7. So we didn't get any action here in this. So this is his first game here on the in this first game of the series, and not the way we want to start off here as we continue now. I believe that is what is that? We started a new losing streak again. So 1 game since the previous episode. But so we're trying to see if we can try to turn things around now as we get ready for this game coming up, which will be game number 2 of this series between these 2 squads here. So as you see there, a beautiful night here at Angels Stadium of Anaheim here in Anaheim, California, just outside of LA. It was a couple of years ago. Was it 3 years ago? Yeah, I know it was right before the pandemic happened. But I went to LA and I was really trying to get myself to Angel Stadium, take a tour and all that kind of stuff. But my nephew and I were just having too much fun in LA, going to sightseeing and going to the Wax Museum. And of course, he's a big fan of the Ripley's, and believe it or not, I definitely check it out if you're ever in Los Angeles, because it is a fun. Both of them, the Wax Museum and the Ripley's, believe it or not, it's awesome. Pretty decent price for it. But anyway, let's get back to action here, as we'll see Alex here up to bat here at the top of the second. This ball is going to be a ground ball there to the second baseman. They can't get Alex out, but they do get the lead runner, and that'll put him on board. So Alex getting on board there, and we'll see if we can try to get him home, as Sandoval, of course, will be the pitcher here for them. So we got the young pitcher here. I believe he's 70 rated overall. As we'll see, Alex here now is trying still for second, and can he get there on time? And they say he's safe. So Alex gets there on time at second base, as he has really proven that speed that he's known for. That he was doing quite well for himself there in the minors. As you see, they're trying to get a pick there, or pick-off play there. But they'll go ahead and they'll get the runner or the batter out there at first. And of course, Alex will go ahead and move over to third base with 2 outs. So Wash, unassisted play there on unassisted 3 there on that play. As JD Martinez will be up to bat next here. We'll see what JD can do, as he's had a pretty rough go here. You see 231 for the season. So this season so far has been not too good. And there you see a little strikeout. And of course, leave Alex there at third base stranded, as Boston takes a 1-run lead here. It's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Now we'll advance to the top of the fourth here, and we'll see there you see that ground out and a stolen base, even though he did get on board there, but he got the lead runner out. So he has not recorded a hit just yet here today, as he has runners in scoring position, second and third. So this is a good opportunity for him to kind of add some runs to this. 2 runs can at least come in if it's that bad, but he pops this one up. He gets underneath the ball, and that is not what you want to see from one of your corner pieces of this new Boston lineup here, as he pops this one out, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. So not what we want from our guy. As you see, the coach probably going to have a talk with Alex about that being that kind of situation, what he needs to do. So over 2 here for Alex, as he popped out, ground out, and of course stole a base early already in this one. Runners at first and second with 2-0 count here, and Alex gets this one here. This one is going to go deep. It's going to go back, but it's not enough to get out of the ballpark here, as Trout Mike Trout, they'll go ahead and, as usual, patrol the center field and keep that one in the ballpark there. So nice job of getting underneath that baseball and making a catch. Go to the top of the 8th coming up here, 0 for 3. So Alex again could have another 0 for here, as he has a dynamic challenge here. He's got to focus here, and we'll try to see if he can try to get something going here, as we are leading, surprisingly enough, 2-1 here in the top of the 8th. But of course, we would love to have some runs on the board here to help us out. Of course, our bullpen as of late has not been playing too well, so securing leads. You see there, especially 1-run leads, and then you see this one drops out there. He drops a base hit there in the shallow center field. Makes good contact, but they said we failed, so I don't know what that is all about. Kind of scratch my head on that one, but nonetheless, he does get on board, so he does record a base or a hit here in today's game. Alex going to take off now, still for second here once again, and no, this time they got him, and that was on the money, as he will, of course, get taken out here on this one. Take a look at this replay. Great throw there from the, oh yeah, he was dead to rights on that play right there, as he gets taken out there by the catcher. So 1 for 4 for Alex here. We go to the top of the 10th. It's tied 2-2. And of course, he had that signal there just in that previous at bat. We'll see if he can continue doing so here. And this one's going to go out to left field. This one's going to go in that. At the last minute there, nice hustle, as the left fielder tracks this one down and keeps it in. As I thought that one may skid down the third base line there and stay fair territory to stay in for a better chance to get a base hit, maybe around the bags, and maybe get to if anything, get to third. But there you see, Red Sox will go ahead and defeat the Angels as they'll take game 2 of this series. 3-2 is your final score. Red Sox hold, surprisingly enough, which I'm really surprised about, but they've held on to that 1-run lead in this game here. And I noticed a couple of games we've this is not your traditional Boston Red Sox team. You don't have big hitters here. You still got Xander Bogaerts and JD Drew here, but we don't have that good solid power there, in the middle of the lineup there. And I'm hoping that, we can start playing well here and hopefully attract some decent, bats to come to Boston here. We can make a run. And the same thing with pitching. We need some help in pitching there. Chris Sells, of course, pitching here for today. First days, we're going to take it on their ace, Andrew Heaney. But some pitching, some decent pitching in the rotation, starting rotation, of course, in the bullpen will really help us out here, be solid for us. But we'll go ahead and get to the third and final game here in this series. Of course, a little later in this episode, we'll get to the next series, which will be Seattle coming up. But cause we're on this nice 6-game road trip, as Alex will sky this one over the right or left field, and that'll be an out, as that will go ahead and, of course, retire this side. So Boston takes a early lead here, 1-0, as we go now to the top of the fourth. And they still hold on to that 1-run lead right now, as we lined out there in the first. So Alex now is going to come up to bat here. We'll see what he can do. Gets Heaney again. Second time they've seen each other here in this game. And there you see a ground ball to score shortstop. And that's just a routine play, as Alex cannot get down there quick enough to be safe, as he is really been struggling here. Both, that homestand at home, and of course now that's kind of lingering now into this road trip. Hopefully he can turn things around and get things going for himself as we're on this 6-game road trip. But there you see a drop third strike here. He's trying to run this one out, and of course just cannot do so there, as the catcher does his housework and make sure he gets the runner out there at first. So Angels lead it by 2 as we go now to the top of the 9th here. Nobody on and 2 out here, and this is pretty much the last chances now for Boston to get a rally going here, as Alex is the deciding factor here in this one. 0 for 3 here today, and he hits this one there over the left field. This one's going to go high, it's going to go deep, and it's going to go off the bottom of the left field wall, and that is going to be a nice double for him, as he is able to get a great hit here, and of course be in a good position now to have the next guy drive him home and try to put another run on the board. So Alex now getting off the bag here at second, but well, he is just going to be stranded there. He's going to be lost, and not much he can do there, as that's a strikeout, and that's going to end the ball game, as Heaney will of course pick up the victory here today. They win this one 4-1. Here's your final score here in Southern California, as the Angels go ahead and take the victory. And of course they will take the series here 2-1. So with that being said here, now we got to kind of focus and try to forget about this series and try to get ready for this next series coming up. This, like I said, we're going to go to Seattle. So this will be the first time we've gone to Seattle, at least for the sake of Alex Humberto here in this series. This will be his first time in Seattle, and of course, he's never played there before. Of course, as a kid growing up, he was one of those. He wouldn't be old enough to remember. I mean, I'm sure he knows about King Griffey Jr., but not really old enough to see King Griffey Jr. play in his back in his prime. But there you see, we're just a game back of the Yankees. Yankees right now currently have the division. There you see the Mariners, which I'm kind of shocked, because usually they do pretty well in Sim. And here you see 6-9 for the season, 4.5 games back of the Angels, who we just got done playing, who lead the division. Of course, the Athletics right behind them, just with a game and a half. But there you see, of the last 10 games, they are 3-7. And their last 10, they're 5-5 in division. And so we're trying to see if we can try to cause some issues for them. Their last series, of course, they played against Texas. They lost the first 2 games in that series there at home, or I should say in Texas. It was actually in Seattle. But they do avoid the sweep, and they do beat the Rangers. They're 7-1 to avoid getting swept in their own house. So there you see some of the guys there: J.P. Crawford, Dylan Moore, Kyle Seager there, still there with them, and of course a couple others there, Jake Hager, and a couple other players there for Seattle. And like I said, usually Seattle does pretty well simming wise. I know in previous road shows and other franchises I've done in the past, they've always done really well for whatever reason. One of those teams that just seems really well and they play well, but actually playing them, and it's pretty tough. So it's one of those teams that's really tough to rebuild for that franchise. But as we get ready for this game here, we'll get some training involved here. We're gonna actually hang out with one of our teammates here to kind of talk to them about their what's going on right now in their game, and of course we're talking to one of our teammates here about his issues he's having on the field here, and looks like it's a home run drought. And yeah, just trying to help him out, trying to build that relationship there, because once you build up relationships in this series, in this Road to Show series now, that helps you out even playing better as a team, so you'll start winning more often. And so I think that's a really cool feature. I think I mentioned this many times before in this in this Road to Show, and of course all the others. That's just a great way that you can kind of help improve your team better. Once they have those relationships, they play well. You start, you play well. You hang out with each other off the field and get to know each other. You start playing really well. You start getting that timing and knowing when the guy's going to be there to help you out and when they're not. So, but yeah, I think that's really cool, and I'm hoping that they'll, of course, improve that in, of course, they've done that in 21 now, and of course, hopefully next year they'll do it in 22. So we'll go to now the first game. I believe this is the first game of the series here in Seattle. We're at Boston, as we'll take a look here. And actually, no, this is the second game of the series. First game we ended up losing 5-2, as it was an off day there for Alex, and of course he pops out there in that first at bat. Top of the fourth coming up, and Boston leads it by 1. And with, of course, a runner on board and a 1-0 count with 2 outs, we'll see what Alex can do here, and that's going to drop there to shallow left field, and that was going to get away for the left fielder, as this should have a runner come around to score. And it looks like Alex going to go for 3, and he has a nice stand-up triple. All right, actually a nice stand-up RBI triple there. And that is going to put him on, give him an RBI, of course, and of course get him in scoring position here. As we'll see, the ball is going to be Sheffield. It's going to end up hitting our guy, one of our boys. And Peraza gets hit, and he's going to go ahead and take first base. So now runners on first and third. Good count here now for Garcia, as he has a 3-1 count. And with 2 out, we'll see what he can do. Hopefully hit something up the middle here to help us out. But this one's going to go off to left field. This one's going to go back. It's going to go deep, and it's going to be caught. No, it's gone. Home run from Garcia, as that's a beautiful shot there from him. I thought it was caught the way how the animation played out. But a 3-run dinger, and that puts us now back in this ball game here. As that's just a beautiful shot here. Take a look at this replay here. It gets all of that. And I thought Neves here, I thought he had this one. He acted like he had it, but no. It goes up, and it's just a couple rows back there, and that is going to be a home run. So it's now 5-1 now here on the top of the 6th, with the bases empty, and we'll see a 2-0 count here for Alex, as he is looking to get something going here, and he does so, as he gets a nice perfect, hits this one in the gap out there in the left center field, and that is going to be good enough for a double. Put him in scoring position now here with nobody out. They can really get things going here for themselves here in game 2 of this series, as Alex just puts the lumber on this one and gets a nice double here for his ball club. 2-2 count now for Jose Peraza, and there you see we're going to try still third, and we are going to get caught. And that is not what you want to see there. Swanson did a great job there of getting that runner out there, getting that ball thrown there. Of course, getting a double, getting the strikeout, and then turn around, getting the throw out there. If you notice now, Alex is now wearing number 18, and that was not because of me. It was because of the computer. For whatever reason, the computer decided to change his number. So he's wearing number 18. I kind of like the number on him. as he flies out there to left field. So not a bad number there for him. And of course, I think hopefully they will keep that number on him for the foreseeable future. Of course, like I said, I want to kind of have him wear number 15, but somebody else is wearing it, so we'll we'll do something. Of course, one of my buddies is like, hey, why don't you just put him number 34 like Poppy? But yeah, I would figure by now that number would probably be retired, so can't wear that, and I'm not gonna put him wear that number, and that's just too much of a thing. Too big of a shoe to fill there. Even though he is one of Poppy's guys that he's helping me navigate through this crazy thing called Major League Baseball and professional sports. But Alex goes 2 for 4 in that ball game, and they get the victory here. So now we're going to come out here to T-Mobile Park again here for the third and final game of the series. It's either 10-8 and 7-10 for Seattle. So Seattle's trying to see if they can try to win this series here and lock this up. Of course, we're trying to see if we can walk out of here for 2 victories here and try to get back on a winning streak here. And we'll see if we can do that, especially for this game. So there you see the starter there, his numbers. We'll get to the top of the second here. There you see a 6-game hitting streak here for Alex. And you see there, 7 for 20. Hitting 350 now for this season, or for at least for those games in a 6-game stretch. But hitting 339 right now for the season. So hitting well above average right now. Alex goes after this one. This is a high ball. This one's going high and deep, and this is just probably warning track power. And yeah, it's going to be caught right at the center fielder at the warning track. And that's going to be an easy first out here in inning number 2. So we'll go on now to the top of the 4th here. We'll see bases are empty. And Alex is going to be up to bat here with nobody out. 0-2 count here for Alex coming up as he is looking to try to break this 1-1 tie that we're currently in right now. And we'll see the pitch here. And this is going to be a dribbler there to shortstop. Of course, you all know this is just going to be a routine play as he just cannot out-hustle that ball to first. And that's going to be out number 1 there in the 4th. Goes now to the top of the 6th here. It's 2-1. Boston leading this one. Now you see there that 6-game hitting streak is probably coming close to an end here. If we can get a base hit here, we can salvage it. But 0-1 count for Alex, as this one's going to be a dribbler there to the second baseman, who quickly gets him thrown out there at first base. So this modest hitting streak now could be coming to an end here if we don't get another at bat here, as Alex hustles back to the dugout. Top of the 8th coming up. And with 2 runners on board and nobody out here, and an 0-3 day. Grounded out, we were just seen a moments ago. This would be a good opportunity here to get his bat going here, and of course keep that hitting streak alive, as we'll see a swing there. That's going to drop to shallow right field. That's going to be a base hit. Runner's going to be held up on lead runner is going to be, of course, held up at third. And we'll see that 7-game hitting streak, of course, extends. Now we go to the top or the bottom of the 9th here, 6-4. Seattle's trailing here by 2, as they have 1 out and nobody on. As we'll see the next batter here, and this one's gonna go high. It's gonna go deep. It's gonna go back, and all Alex can do is just look at the ball sailing over the field, as that is just not what we want to see. Home run there for Seattle as they get themselves back on the board here and try to get back into this ball game here. I believe that's more with that home run. And of course, they don't have too much work to do. They are down by 1, but funny things can happen. Baseball is one of those sports that funny, just the right timing here. Things get turned around here, but hey, look at this. We survive, and we go ahead and get the win. As Dave Roberts there, very happy to see his ball club getting the victory. And we walk out here with a nice victory in this one here today in Seattle. And of course, we win the series. That's nice. Always nice to have, as we win this one 6-5. We're able to hold on to that 1-run lead, which, like I said, here is, prior to this has been kind of scary when we were only up by a run. But we're able to, bullpen able to get us out of there and not screw it up for us. And so 1 for 4 there for Alex. Of course, he has a 7-game hitting streak on his hands right now, and hopefully that will continue. But there you see 2 games back. We're both us and the Rays are tied right now, 11-8 for the American League East. And of course, the Yankees sitting comfortably there, with a 2-game lead. And coming up in the next episode, you guys, looks like we're going back home, and we're gonna have a nice weekend series against the Chicago Cubbies. So we'll be facing the Cubbies for the first time, taking on Jake Odorizzo. There you see 1 for 2 and 18 innings of work, 10 strikeouts, and he has got a 3.50 ERA. We'll see what we can do against him, and we'll try to see if we can try to get our winning streak going here. Last winning streak we had was, of course, that Tampa Bay series. We won that last game of the Tampa Bay series, and then we swept, of course, the series you guys did not get to see. Of course, that was the Toronto series. And then that's pretty much it. So we got 2 games underneath our belt here. We got 2-game win. Let's see if we can try to get a nice weekend series here, win against the Chicago Cubs coming up in the next episode. And you guys will see that coming up in episode 42 here very, very soon. But if you guys did enjoy today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. Hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of the series. And of course, what's going on here in the world of sports gaming and sports in general here on ESGNet LP. And not to mention, don't forget, we do have a main channel. Our main channel has other Roto shows that you guys can definitely check out from the very beginning. I'll leave the playlist maybe up in the eye somewhere for those. And also, too, don't forget, there is a link to that main channel, ESGNet, here on YouTube. So definitely type it in your search bar. Check out that channel there. We got some great stuff over there. Right now, we got a great Cleveland Browns series, and of course, my Kansas City Royals for baseball, and of course, the Highland Scotty series, which is very, very fun. I've been playing that for a while now, and that's been very, very fun to put together. So thank you guys for watching. As always, keep each other healthy, stay warm, and stay safe, and I will see you guys next time.